I did not look up any of the trivia or anything like that about this movie.
Me neither.
So I am doing that now.
I am not doing that. I will pretend like I've never seen this movie before.
Oh, so you're
Though I did watch. Though I
deuce
did watch
style.
this movie. Yeah, I did watch the movie though.
All right. Well, there's that.
I did watch the movie.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. Let's just jump in. Hey, this is Tony.
And this is David.
We're the Backseat Producers.
I lost the window that this was in.
Ha 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 ha
Nope,
ha.
nope, I
Ha
found it.
ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Tonight we're discussing the film Irresistible.
Yep.
You know what? I think next time we record, which won't be next week because it's Valentine's Day, but probably most definitely the week after that. Let's do The Creator.
Oh yeah, I do want to see that.
I started watching it and then fell asleep and then haven't gone back to watch it. But that is
I'm gonna be
nothing
honest with
to
you, that's
that has
not an
nothing to do with
endorsement.
it's not an endorsement. It is not a fault of the film. It's a fault of me starting to watch it at like 12:30 p.m. And I was like, I'm just going to watch this for a half an hour. Then I woke up about an hour and 15 minutes into the movie and was like, oh damn, I was really enjoying it until the part where I just laid my head back and closed my eyes for a
Yeah.
second. That was all on me.
I mean, the movie looks good. It's got a fucking kid in it, which that's. But I did want to see it, so I'm excited that we're gonna do it.
I can tell you through about the first half hour and 45 minutes, I did not see that child. Spoiler. So,
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, they can't all be Rebel Moon, so
no. Well, I haven't seen that one either.
it's so bad.
I have heard that.
Imagine someone saw Seven Samurai, and they were like, "This is fucking mind blowing." I wish I was the kind of creator who could come up with like the tension and the drama and like the early days of filmmaking and like truly elevate the art form. But then they waited 10 years to make the movie and then just like tried to recreate it as much as they could, but jammed in every special effect possible. But like in a way that makes no sense. Like just zero thought was put into it because
Yeah.
like the plot of Seven Samurai is there's like the bandits coming to kill the village
Hmm.
and the village is like we literally just need to find some mercenaries and we'll pay them with food because
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the
I've
world is food insecure and
I've
so food is an
seen
acceptable
A
currency.
Bug's Life. I know what the plot of Seven Samurai is.
Yeah. Okay. So like the beginning of Rebel Moon, a spaceship rolls up and they're like, "We don't have any food. We're going to come rob your village for the food." What the fuck are you talking about? None of that makes sense. So then they go to multiple planets to acquire the samurai and offer to pay them with food. Why do we have interstellar transit but not food security? How could this be an acceptable currency? I like Zack Snyder, I do, but fuck, it's bad. It's so fucking bad. I watched it with
He
my
has a
dad.
problem.
He's got a problem, and it's getting worse. Those first couple movies were good, but then something happened.
Well, I feel like Zack Snyder could potentially be the greatest cinematographer of
Yes.
science fiction movies if he just focused on that. Like, if he just
Yes, but he
stayed in
needs
that
someone
wheelhouse.
else.
Right. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
needs someone else.
Yeah.
Oof. I don't know who that someone else is,
I don't
but
either.
he needs someone else. He
Yeah.
needs someone who. Ugh, ugh. I'm gonna think about who he needs.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
are the Russo brothers doing?
I don't know. They did just do something. I don't remember. But yeah. What the hell were they? What was that they just
What
did?
are they doing? What happened to the Russo brothers?
Russo Bros. They're making a video game.
What? Electric State, All Fun and Games, Extraction 2. What is this? This is
I don't know.
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I think they were producers on that.
Yeah, but like the Wikipedia. Oh yeah, they were only producers on that. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
what? I don't know what they're doing. None of this stuff looks interesting at all. All right, I gotta put that away.
Yep.
I can't fix Zack Snyder tonight. That's more of a 2 week long project.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. So Irresistible. What did you think of Irresistible?
Tony, I gotta be honest with you. I did not like this movie.
Really?
Yeah. I It is a shock to me that Jon Stewart was behind this movie.
Really?
Okay. It's not a shock to me from the political angle,
Yeah. Yeah.
but the movie is like, and I guess I don't know why I'm shocked by that, because like the movie is nothing but heavy-handed. Like it's basically the Daily Show, but a
Yeah.
movie
Yes.
and less funny. And I think it might be because I don't like Steve Carell,
Huh.
which is a thing I'd never thought about until I watched this movie. I'm like, I don't know that I like him. And then I started thinking, like, what have I watched with him in it that I really enjoyed? And I think the only thing, damn it, he was in some serious thing.
Yeah. Welcome to Marwin. Did you see that one?
No, that's not
I
the one I'm
I
thinking of.
liked that one. I really liked
Oh,
it in that.
uh, it was Crazy Stupid Love
Oh.
with like what's his face? Ken. God, what the fuck, man? What the
I don't
man? It
remember
is
that
a
I've seen that.
rough situation over here tonight. Why can I not remember what?
Ryan Gosling?
There it is. That guy. Yeah. If you've not seen Crazy Stupid Love, it's really funny. And he just doesn't play a Steve Carell
Okay.
dude. But like the entire movie builds to this last 10-minute scene,
Mhm.
and the 10-minute scene is like goddamn gold. Goddamn gold. Um so I don't know, man. I just wasn't into this movie.
Hmm.
And I feel like I should have been. I mean, you suggested it. What do you think?
I mean, I liked it. Um, I think it towed the line of being a comedy and being commentary. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like it didn't play either one too much. Like it could have gone more comedic. And it could have gone more heavy-handed drama, but it still
Mm-hmm.
played like it kind of played both sides of that field, which I don't know, may have just been like what I was in the mood for that night, what the night that we watched it. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I enjoyed it. Um, I got about halfway through it. I'm like, what is the end game here? Like, I know what, I know what his goal is. I
Uh,
know what everyone's motivation is, sort of,
hmm
but like what exactly are we doing here?
Yep.
And I mean, this is what, 5-year-old movie at this point? Is that right?
Yep.
Um so spoilers. Um the moment when she meets with the is it the brother? She meets with somebody, and it's like, why is the daughter is meeting with somebody, and
She meets
we're
with the
like
mayor.
the mayor, yeah, and she meets with him, and she's talking to him, but she meets with like the mayor's brother or something. I thought,
She goes to the mayor. She goes to talk to the mayor about his brother
yes,
because Steve Carell wants to run a story about
yes,
his brother's like oxy addiction,
right, right,
and she's like, "Hey, we got to pull the plug on this whole scam
yeah,
because like this is going to devastate your brother."
right, right.
So,
The way that went down, like when we're in the middle of that scene, I'm like, what is this scene? Did this movie just change? Like, what is happening here?
mhm.
And Julie's like, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on. And like it started to fall together shortly after that. Like,
There was
oh,
a
I get it. Like, I got it before they got to the point of explaining it, which I felt. I mean, I've seen movies before, so uh, like they got to that point,
yeah,
and I was like, oh, this is a clever plan. And Julie's like, what are you talking about? It's like they set
yeah,
this up to
yeah. It
funnel
was.
money into this town. Like this is this is clever.
Mhm.
Uh, so I think my appreciation of the film was hinged on that that twist.
Yeah,
Um,
the twist is
because
good.
the twist is good and didn't see it coming. Uh,
There
everybody played it
were
really straight before that.
yeah, there were a lot of inconsistencies around the town, just like little things that I just wrote off as uh small town exaggerated bullshit.
Yeah, like we're gonna play this like Twin Peaks or something where you got just some eccentric characters.
Yeah.
I did like the lady at the pastry shop who was just full on flirting with him. That was that was pretty funny.
I like that she could never get his order right.
Yeah.
And every time I was like, ugh, are we fucking doing this thing again? And then at the end, when she's like, I was so nervous, I could just never get his coffee order right. And I was like, okay, well, you know what?
Yeah,
All right,
that was funny.
that's acceptable.
Yeah, some of the oddities they actually
Yeah.
were written in. Like it was that was all well done,
hmm
but it felt up to that point like this is weird. Like what's
Yeah.
where is this a mistake in the filmmaking? Is this like are we just
hmm
are these people all just rubes? Which seems really
Yeah.
insulting.
Well, you're pandering to us. Well, you're going to a German bar that doesn't actually serve a burger or Budweiser. So
Yeah,
who's fleecing who?
right.
Unsung hero in this goddamn movie, Rose Byrne.
I
So
enjoy
good.
Rose Byrne. I have
So good.
enjoyed her since I think one of the earliest things I noticed her in was the TV show Damages. Did you ever see
Sure.
that one? It's pretty good. At least the first season or two were good. I think I watched maybe 3 seasons and then just kind of. I think it was one of those they might had a long break between seasons because it was like an FX show. So there were short seasons when short seasons weren't as much of a
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
You know,
They
now it's
hadn't
like
imported that from Britain yet.
right, right. Um, I enjoyed that show. In fact, couple weeks ago, I came downstairs and I see Rose Byrne on the TV. I'm like, what's happening here? Because I thought Julie was going to watch that morning show,
Hmm.
and I came downstairs and I was like, I think it was on a podcast night, and oh, it was on the night that we couldn't record because I couldn't get into StreamYard.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I came downstairs and I see Rose Byrne on the TV. I'm like, what are you watching? Like, I thought you were watching that other thing. And she said, oh, yeah, I couldn't get it to work. So I'm watching Damages for the first time. I'm like, oh, well, just settle on here and watch it too, because it's been a while.
Hey, can you do something else?
Romeo has words about this movie.
Yeah, like, can you do like, literally anything else? What? Oh, man. So yeah, it was all right, but like I understand what the movie was doing.
Hmm.
It's just,
It
and
didn't
I don't
speak
know
to
if
you.
this is just, yeah, I don't know if this is just because this is the liberal, this is the nouveau liberal echo chambers that I live in now, but
Mm.
it's like this also feels like that galaxy brain opinion where like these dude bros are like, there's no point getting into politics or paying attention to any of this stuff because both sides are exactly the same and everything. Why bother paying attention or any of these things? It's like,
Yeah, it didn't
I mean, it's
feel
not
like
wrong, but
it's not, and it also didn't feel so much like that as it felt more like that it was more the message that what happens in Washington and with the rich people is that they don't really they're not paying enough attention to us. So let's focus their attention on us and then just take whatever we can from them while we've got it.
yeah, I mean, the message of the movie is delivered by what's her face, like
Is it
she,
Mackenzie?
Mackenzie Davis.
Is that her name? I know it's Mackenzie something.
Dude, you are driving me crazy with this. You, you drive me crazy. What I do think is interesting though is like why is she not listed in these credits?
I know, I'm seeing that too. Like that's really strange. She had a
How
pretty
is she not in the top 10?
because I
Mackenzie
think they
Davis.
were it's IMDb, so they listed them in order.
Oh, chronology of
Yeah,
appearance.
yeah. It is
Yeah. So
Mackenzie
like
Davis.
the thing is that I feel like it would have been better if Mackenzie Davis just doesn't say all that.
Yeah.
Like because she just says the point of the movie, but also I think she's a terrible actor. So like she doesn't
Mm,
even say it particularly well. So it's like, ugh, this is a bad delivery of like the point of the movie that could have been like we didn't need this.
yeah. I like her as an actor, but I didn't I like her when she's more strung out. Like I really liked her in *Halt and Catch Fire*.
Yeah.
Like because she was a hot mess in that. Like she was just
Yeah. Here's the thing with Mackenzie Davis. The greatest thing Mackenzie Davis has brought us is Linda Carter. No, Linda Hamilton back in Terminator Dark Fate.
okay.
Linda Carter.
Yeah. Linda Carter was like, "Wait a minute, what?"
Yeah, no,
I mean,
scratch that.
anything that gets me to Linda Carter is
Yeah,
okay in
yeah,
my
no,
book.
scratch that part. Scratch that. I got too many Lindas. Too
Yeah.
many Lindas in my life.
Yeah, and
But
I always forget that she was in, Blade Runner 2049.
I do not remember that.
She was
So
Mariette. She was one of the sex bots.
I will accept that. I think she has a weirdly long neck,
Okay,
and it might just be because her haircut's weird.
that could be it too. She was in The Martian.
She wasn't the Martian. She was one of the people at NASA.
Yep,
She was the chick, I think, who first spots the satellite images of the solar panels being cleaned off.
that sounds right. I have seen that
That's
movie
a
exactly
weird.
once a long time ago.
That's a weirdly specific thing to remember.
That is.
Um, I've only seen it once. Too. Donald Glover's in that movie.
Yeah,
I've only seen that movie once, also, but I've listened to the book several times because the book's great.
it is. I'm I've entered into a quest this year to consume 52 books in
God damn, Tony!
the year in various formats.
In various formats. Okay,
Well,
that gives you
audiobook.
a little wiggle room.
I mean, it's going to be audiobook, books that are released through podcast or physical paper copies of books. That's less
Yes.
likely that I'm going to finish one of those. Uh,
Where I'm from, I just call those books.
well, with the audiobooks that I consume, which is most of my book consumption lately, that's where that's where most of my focus is. I am not going to count comic books because that's just
That's
too
probably
easy.
that's probably a good
Yeah.
call. That
So
blows
far,
mine out of
I'm
the water. I think mine is 35.
well, one a week, and so far I'm there.
God
Uh,
damn.
yeah, I mean, some of them are easier than others. You get a 30-hour audiobook. That's a little bit of a stretch to
Yeah,
get done in a
that's a bit
week.
rough.
But I just listened to the one I suggested to you, NPCs. I,
Mhm.
I was like 3 or 4 days. I was really not that big a deal. It's like a 8-hour book. Um,
Yeah, that's a commute.
right. Yeah. That's
That's a
just
week commute.
a week's worth of commutes. Um,
Yep.
but in my back pocket, I also have the complete collection of the Wizard of Oz books, which is 14 books over 70 hours. So if I get behind, I've got that I can fall back
Oh
on.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Like I'm keeping that one in my back pocket just in case I really need to reach for that goal.
I'm on the last book of the Cradle series, for which there are 12 books.
Whew.
And I started it, I don't know, mid-December, mid-November,
Mm.
something like that. Uh, and they're like 8 hours a piece.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
What I like about them,
I wish I would
what I
have
like about
known
them
that
is
you
they don't fuck
enjoyed
around.
them because there was just this big series sale on Audible. Like,
Oh no,
I think
I just started.
I
Yeah,
could
no,
have
I
got
just
half
got the
those
last
books
one.
on the series.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
I mean,
I
to
wouldn't
be
have gotten
fair,
them all because you may not like it.
well, I mean, that's what I I took a gamble with the NPC books, like the
Mhm.
whatever the series is called. That's not what it's called, but
Yeah.
it's like spells, swords, and sorcery or something like that. Um, I got halfway through the first book and I'm like, I like this so far. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the next two books, which were part of the sale. Like worst case
Spell,
scenario,
sword, stealth.
thank you. There it is. Um, the uh, the series is 6 books, and Audible tends to be pretty good about when you buy a book. If you just like this isn't good, I'm going to return this. Can I just return this and buy something else with that? They're pretty good about it. I got halfway through a book once, and it was like I could only give it so much. Like the narrator was really good, but the book was so god awful. Like it like it dipped way into misogyny, and like
Yeah.
the spells didn't make any sense, and like I'm like, this is just terrible. So I can I return this? Sure. Like I've read half of it already. Yep, that's fine. Sweet.
I don't think I've ever done that. And so my soon to be sister-in-law was like, "Hey, you recommended Dungeon Crawler Carl to me. You're welcome. You should read Silo." So, like an idiot, I went out and bought Silo,
Yeah.
which is not the name of that book.
Nope.
that that book is Wool.
That book is wool.
So I got like an hour and a half into this book, and I messaged her, and I'm like, "Hey, what am I missing with this?
The
Because
first
this
book.
is real bad." And like you're a lady of distinct taste. You enjoy Dungeon Crawler, Carl. This is not good. And she's like, "You bought the wrong book." And I'm like, "Oh, thank God."
Yeah.
Yeah, you can enter the family now.
Yeah. I I liked wool.
Me too. Yeah, Wool was good. It's
Uh
like a little slower than I don't know. There was some frustrating bits for me, but
it is.
that's not a problem with the book. That's a problem with me.
That's fair. I have also read the second book in the series, Shift,
Yeah,
and I enjoyed that. That one takes a different tact where wool is a pretty much straight through linear story. Shift takes place in multiple timelines, and it goes back and tells you the story of how like the beginning of the silos,
yeah.
but also tells you the story of things that are going on after the events of wool. It's kind of very it's a very Godfather 2 kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back and tell old Vito's story while we're telling Michael's story and paralleling them. Like I feel like he had a very direct idea to mimic that style from The Godfather 2, and I enjoyed it.
Mm. Well, it's oh my, I gotta get to 35 books, so I am presently ahead of schedule though. So here we are.
Yep. I am right on schedule. Actually, I finished um, NPCs yesterday. Uh, the end of my week is the end of my reading week is Sunday, so I'm way ahead of schedule for this week. Which
Well, short month, Tony.
week by week, man, week by week, 52 weeks, 52 books. That's the target.
That's a lot of books.
It is. I'm I'm not saying it's all going to be all new books. I'm probably going to
Yeah.
reread some stuff. Well, I just reread a book that I haven't read in God, probably 20 years. So like I've forgotten most of it. Like I used to be a really big Dean Koontz fan, so like there was some of his books that were on sale. I'm like, all right, I haven't read this book in forever. I start listening to him like I remember none of this. Perfect. It'll be just like
Yeah.
a new book for me.
One of my favorite series growing up, I re-listened to uh, last year, the year before, and then I was like, "This seems very much like something I'd have been into when I was in high school."
Yeah. Yep. Which one was it?
The Fianavar Tapestry by Guy Gabriel Kay.
I don't believe I've heard of that.
It's good.
All right.
It is still good, but hits differently now that I'm older.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one of the books on my list that I want to read this year is not available in audiobook. And it's like 1,000 pages long.
Oh,
So, but it is the book that I've read. It's been a long time since I've read it, but I still think of it as my favorite book. So I'm gonna go back and read it and see if that holds.
book is it?
The Sword and the Stone. I'm sorry, that's not right. The Stone and the Flute.
The Stone and the
The
Flute.
Stone and the Flute. Actually, I gave a copy of that to Anna a couple years ago for Christmas, but I gave her
Oh,
the
the
German
German
language
one
version of it, which is the original. It was originally written in
by
German.
Hans Behmen.
Bemin. Yep, that's the one. It is not available in audiobook in English. Uh, it's hard to find in ebook in English. Getting a physical copy of it is more easy, just because
More easy.
it had a pretty sizable print run in the I think in the early 90s,
Hmm.
and like the first copy I had of it was in soft cover, and I have since gone back and gotten a hardcover copy of it on the eBays.
Well, I cannot borrow it from Anna
At one point, I had at least two
because
copies of it. If I can find it where I do, I will.
I do not speak German.
I barely do.
And worse, I cannot read German.
I I barely do, and I'm not going to try. I'm just going to read it in English.
Although I guess I do have a pretty captive German teacher, like on retainer.
Yeah, read this to me. Translate this for me.
Yeah,
Be my audiobook.
teach me, doctor.
Yeah, that's the. I got an email today. Like I've been working with these people in my new job, so I have this international organization that I'm part of, and I'm kind of a point person for a lot of this stuff now with this new part of the job. So I'm getting emails from people like, "Hey, we're trying to get these emails sent, and the mail server doesn't isn't playing nice, and all right, we're working on it." And like I've just been referring to this dude as Peter. So I get an email today from somebody else. It's like, Dr. Peter. And I'm like, oh, should I be calling him doctor? Because I was not told that. And my boss is like, Pete, how's it going? So, all right, well, I'm just gonna go with the flow until somebody tells me otherwise.
Man, people who insist on using like having their titles used are fucking weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it's I know there's a generational aspect of it too. Because like when I was growing up, I had a friend who so there's this interesting thing where like I was born at a time where there's a generational divide
Mhm,
between my friends' parents and my parents because like my parents had me super young. So my parents were younger, but all my friends who had parents that were like older, they're all of like a different generation.
mhm,
So like looking back on the parenting differences, like I had friends whose dads insisted that they call him sir, and that is just so fucked up to me.
yeah.
That like my dad growing up would have preferred I called him Sir Geo. Like he preferred I
Right.
used his name over dad, but like I think we eventually broke him on that. But like it's just so weird that
Yeah.
like that relationship that my friends had with their parents was just so like weirdly power dynamic.
I had that with a few of my friends. They had dads like that, but also I grew up on military
Oh
bases.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So
So there like was a weird
there's a
existing power structure, like a very hierarchical power structure.
there is, and it was like there were weird things like you'd go like there was one time where I went to the base exchange, so, it's a department store on base. And, like, I walked up and got in line, and this woman came up behind me, and she's like, excuse me, are you checking out?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm buying this candy bar." "Well, I've got all these things to check out. Can you wait?" And I'm like, "No. Well, my husband is a colonel. I was like, I'm not in the Air Force. I don't care. You
Yeah, I
know?
don't give a shit.
Like there were some people that were just like the officers' wives, and man, they they touted their husband's rank like they had anything to do with it. Like,
Shit's so
okay,
weird.
good for you.
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, that was one of the there were some people that when they got around like the military leadership, they tighten up and they're back straight, they yes sir, no sir, kind of um even when they're not on duty. And I distinctly remember we were at a Boy Scout blue and gold banquet, and my dad's talking with this guy and just shooting the shit. They're talking about softball. They're doing everything else. A few minutes later, the part of the leadership stands up. They're like, "Yeah, we're honored to have General so and so here to give our opening statement at the blue and gold banquet." And the dude sitting next to my dad, just shooting the shit with him, stands up and gets up there. I'm like, "Dad, you were talking to a general?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, if we play softball together." It's like, you know what? I learned in that moment, some of that shit just doesn't matter. If you just know a guy for being a guy, then just treat him like that. It doesn't matter what they do for work. It doesn't matter. Like,
Oh
doesn't
my
matter.
god, why does StreamYard insist on having all white men, like all white shit on here? It's just
What?
tiresome to look at.
Oh, the backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah.
Is there a dark mode?
There is if you just hack the CSS on the page.
Oh well, I guess that's one way to do it.
Sure looks dark to me.
Layouts. Mm,
52 books. That's a lot of goddamn books. How many did you read last year? You
I
keep up with Goodreads or
don't know. I don't. I don't. No,
yeah, so it's
right now it's a spreadsheet. Like, I just threw together a quick spreadsheet. After like week 2, I'm like, I just read 2 books in 2 weeks. What if I could do it for the whole year? Let's see.
yeah, since I started doing the bingo sheets, I realized after the first year that if I don't get real diligent about tracking the things,
Yeah.
so like now I've just got a million apps for so like I've got the 35 books, I've got like so many workouts in a year, and I've
Mm,
got what was that? Oh, board games, new games.
yeah.
So like every time I do one of those things, it's like, oh, write it down real quick.
Let's see. That makes I'm at 6 books so far.
I think I'm only at 6 also, but I'm at like 98% of one
Mm,
and like 50% of another.
let's see. I did buy a number of books in that sale. One's a series that I listened to on podcast years ago, and I enjoyed the series. I'm gonna go back and listen to the actual audiobook version that aren't just read by the author. They've got a
Narrator. Yeah,
professional
like a real
narrator.
narrator.
So
Mhm.
the nice thing is those books are 7 hours and 45 minutes, 7 hours and 50 or 36 minutes.
Yeah.
The third book gets up to
Mhm.
9 hours. The fourth book gets up to almost 10. But still, these are reasonable length books to consume
Yeah.
in a week or less.
That's not the next Stormlight Archive book, which I think is going to clock in at like 66 hours.
What?
Yeah. The last one, he in his foreword, he apologizes to the two audio narrators.
That's funny. Let's see. Yeah. Well, the other thing I did was I also tracked um, what books do I have on Audible that I have not listened to yet.
Uh-huh.
So, like, yeah, that adds up to quite a few.
Yeah. Rhythm of War. That's it.
Yeah, and
That's the name of
and
it.
this list,
57 hours was the last one. God damn. Oh, and Tony, an hour of it is him talking about a goddamn elevator. Like, you could tell he was just super invested in this fucking magic system that he wrote. And he's like, with this magic system, oh, this is how they power this elevator. And it's like, dude, come on. And you're like, well, was it Chekhov's elevator? Did it come up later in the story critically? No. No, it didn't.
actually, this is live.
Yeah. Most deaf. Here we are.
Yep. Talking about not the movie that we were just talking about.
Talking about not the movie.
Which tracks? This is
Yeah.
us.
Very on brand. Very on brand for us.
The other thing that this is that my list isn't accounting for is my inevitable re-listen of Carl.
Yeah, well, if they're right there under the laundry, they're I can't re-listen to Carl again until I think the next book is coming out.
Oh,
Yeah. So, but then that's not gonna be till like August, I think. So I'll probably do the same thing I did last year, which was last year I read books 1 through 5, finished, and then the amount of time I thought it was going to take me to read books 1 through 5 again before I could start book 6 was immediately afterwards. So I read them straight through and then had like immediately started rereading them again to be ready for 6. So I want to wait this time.
Yeah. Like I'm re-listening to the Sigler's GFL books, but I kind of stalled on that because he's already said there's going to be a delay before the next one because he publishes those himself and he's got contracts that he's working under for other stuff. So it's like,
oh yeah,
I got to honor these contracts first. Sorry, guys.
yeah.
No, man, you just keep cranking out books and I'll be there for you. But like, yeah, pay the bills. That's cool. I get it.
Yeah, everybody's got to eat.
Yeah.
Tony, I'm so excited about this Avatar situation.
It's soon,
I tried, yeah, it's like in 2 weeks. I tried to tone it down and I can't and I don't want to. I think I'm just going to quit my job so I can watch it all first day.
Yeah, well, that'll just be a day.
Yeah.
So maybe just take the day off.
Yeah. But I've also got to I was going to rewatch the whole series and now I know I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought about that too. I'm like, no, I'm not. But also, you don't need I don't feel like you need to watch the whole series to watch season 1.
Yeah.
Of this.
Yeah,
Like
you don't. No, for sure.
Yeah, the only real dilemma I've got coming up is that the Dune 2 comes out the weekend of Holden's play. So
and you need to make sure you see in the theaters for that fleshlight popcorn thing.
Yeah. Even SNL did a bit on that this last week.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna get my popcorn, take it home, and fuck the bucket.
Someone in a marketing department didn't understand the assignment.
Somebody else in the marketing department knew exactly what the assignment was and was like, so this is what we're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Perfect.
Got any prototypes?
Oh.
Yeah, the other thing is I'm debating on whether or not I'm gonna go down and see this one the play multiple times because it's heavy. It's real heavy. So
Hmm. Go down multiple times. Do you mean like you
No,
wouldn't just
go
stay
down and see
over?
it multiple times. Like, I would stay
Yeah,
over
no,
and
no.
see it
I
multiple
thought you would stay
times.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would stay over.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean,
All
I've
right.
done that. I've done that before.
Yeah.
Like, I've gone down, left Thursday, and came back Sunday.
Hmm.
Saw I saw Murder on the Orient Express 4 times in 4 days.
That's a lot of murder and a lot of express.
Yeah. That one was fun to watch multiple times, though, because
Wow.
they played around with different things, like, they played around with, costuming, and, there are people that, that die in it, and they use the color red in the costuming to highlight certain things, and if
Yeah.
you can follow it to see who's gonna die and who the murderer is and stuff like that. Like, it was clever how they did that. Like, they didn't just take the scripted play.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
They had fun with the sets, and they had fun with the costuming and stuff. The one he did in the fall, it was fine. It was very, slapstick. So, yeah, so seeing it multiple times it was alright.
That's hard to
Like,
pull off on stage
it
multiple
is,
times.
it is. There are certain things that are difficult to watch 3 times in 1 weekend. Then again, his first high school play was, Sense and Sensibility. So, in the story of Sense and Sensibility, in the first 5 minutes of the play, the father figure dies, and that's kind of the impetus for the rest of the show. Holden played that dude. I saw that play 4 times all the way through. Like,
So many times, Tony.
I told other parents are like, "You did what?" Yeah, I saw it 4 times, like, "Why?" Like, Holden
The
was in it.
price of being supportive.
Yeah. Hold like, he was in 5 minutes of it. Sure was. Saw the whole
Yep.
thing.
Yeah, I saw 5 minutes 4 times.
I mean, there was one of those times where I left at intermission and may have wandered the halls for 45 minutes before I stroll back in for the end of the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't go home because I was his ride because he was a freshman. So, but yep,
Yep.
I don't have too much else to talk about with
No. I didn't when it started and only got less as we talked about everything else.
sure, sure.
So
Have you listened to NPCs yet? You were reading the
no,
other thing, so
I
you
gotta
haven't.
I gotta finish these other
Gotcha,
two books
gotcha.
first. Dead Moon by Peter Clines and Waybound, which is the last Cradle book, I think. I don't know if it's the last book, but I also don't want to look.
I understand.
So I know
I
it's the most recent one that came out. It came out on my birthday last year.
hmm, I will look because I have no investment in this to know if something's gonna get spoiled for me or not.
It's not subtle and it's not slow.
All right.
I accidentally bought two books down the line instead of the next book and started listening to it. And the opening was, the books take place damn near chronologically. Like
Okay.
there's like no gaps between. So the opening was like this character revealed. Like the first 9 books or whatever, they're looking for this
Oh,
dude. And then this book opens with they found this dude. This is who he was the whole time. And I was like, fuck me, it's only been the first 2 minutes of this book. But then, like I pulled over and like, fuck, I grabbed the wrong book, so I gotta go get the real book and like start up. But then, like, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, nothing about this reveal was subtle at all. Like the entire time this character's been in these books. So, like, it's not even that big of a deal. So I dodged a bullet.
Oh, how about I just go to his website and see if he says something there about it?
Will White,
Yep.
like the undead, not the color.
Yeah, I can't tell.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the last one.
Just based on a little bit I saw on Reddit, it seems like it is because people are like, "What's
Yeah.
what's going to happen after this?"
Yeah, well, you know how people are. We'll need a spin-off and we'll need a prequel series
We
and
are
we'll need
finally animating Cradle.
I don't need that. Oh,
Animation Kickstarter launches January 15th.
you know, I would probably watch that. Cradle Animation. I
Let's
would probably watch
see.
that.
42 hours to go on the Kickstarter.
Whew, Cradle Animation funded.
It had a goal of 1 million. It is at 1,118,000. Like, it just barely made it so far, but it's there.
I would watch it, man. I would watch it. Look at all these aggressive stretch goals.
Whew.
Yeah, their original goal was 1 million. The next is 2, and it goes all the way up to 14.3 million.
I see that.
Oh, that is a lot. That is very
Oh,
aggressive.
feature-length animatic of Unsold is the $1 million goal. That's
What the
not a
hell is an
cartoon.
animatic?
That's not a
What?
full cartoon,
What the
is
fuck
what
is
that
an
is.
animatic?
Animatics tend to be, yeah, they tend to be like demos. As this is described, it's kind of like black and white sketch art brought to life.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
This is actually created by Will White.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is weird. This is weird.
Yep. Sure is.
Weird. Plus a new Cradle book. No, I'm just about to finish.
A new novel-length collection of Cradle stories.
Now I
So it's
don't
just
need that shit.
it's just short stories.
Oh, man, I just do not. It's fucking. They always want this weird situation where they have to have these like everything doesn't need a goddamn extended universe.
Yep, I did the
Ugh.
Dragonlance books.
White power. Well, it does read. It does just read like an anime though. So like, I feel like they could just do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Sam, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah. Goddamn, Sam. It's been so goddamn long.
Yeah.
Mm.
So looking forward to
The superb owl.
visiting visiting Baba Yaga tomorrow.
Oh yeah. The hut that walks. I'm excited for that too.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, Sam.
Oh man, that sucks. That, oof.
Boy, you isolated in a room up there? Wait, is Haley gonna be here? Doesn't her dad live here? Close to
Hmm.
here?
I know she had family around here. I don't
Yeah.
know where her dad is.
Florida? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Stop guessing. Let's just stop guessing. Just making shit up now.
sure, sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm good at it, but there's no need to be doing it. So, no,
Oh,
California.
California. Yep, yep. Yeah, we got that. We got Super Bowl this weekend. It's gonna be a
Yeah.
shindig here.
Mardi Gras this Saturday.
Yep. Yeah, I so Julie had seen some TikToks about how, like, I guess the TikTok mafia had gotten into their head that the Super Bowl was rigged, and that the Super Bowl was rigged for the Ravens and the 49ers to be in the Super Bowl. Never mind you how well teams played, anything like that, but it's rigged. Um, and and they said it was rigged, and this was probably about a month ago. And their reason being was because the Super Bowl logo this year was the colors of the Ravens and the 49ers.
No, that's dumb.
Okay,
That's dumb.
so stupid me. I'm like, this is the stupidest thing. That's not right. That's just dumb. It's just colors. It doesn't mean anything. And then I got a notification from Facebook a couple days ago that, like, you have events coming up soon. And I was like, yeah, I do. I've got this trivia night. And I said, you have two events coming up soon. Two events? What? So I looked. One of them is Cushman's Brisket. I'm like, oh, shit, Mardi Gras is this weekend. Oh, shit, those colors are Mardi Gras colors. It has nothing to do with anything other than Mardi Gras weekend. It's the
Okay, you
same
can
as
tell
Super
those
Bowl weekend.
you can tell those conspiracy theorists have never worked with anybody on anything
Right.
because there's so many people on the field at one time that coordinating a conspiracy like that just in a single game is damn near impossible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to mention entire fucking league. There's just so much money involved that it just boggles my mind that people are like, this can just happen. Like, what the fuck are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Sam, we have a saying in this house that I have said often. And now when Julie says certain things to me, I just give her a look and she repeats that saying back to me. And that is, TikTok is not the news. Yeah. Yeah. So then I realized, oh, Mardi Gras is this weekend. Oh, the weather's going to be gorgeous on Saturday. Oh, Adam's going to be over here hungover as fuck.
Ah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see.
Time to bang those pots and pans, buddy.
Getting old.
We uh we are 2 episodes away from finishing Ted Lasso at this point.
I have not watched any more because I do not have a TV that I can sit down and watch.
That makes it difficult.
Yeah. That's not true. I have a TV. I don't have furniture that is not covered. You can basically sit in this chair,
Hmm.
my office chair, or my bed, and those are the chairs that we have available in this house right now.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
All
Well,
right. Yeah, let's get out of
I think
here.
it's time to call it. Uh, I still say it's worth seeing the movie. I enjoyed it.
It's not bad. I just
Yeah,
didn't like it.
yeah, that's fair. All right, next time we'll talk about The Creator.
Thank God you said it again because I'd already forgotten.
It's on Hulu, by the way.
Perfect. Man, my memory's getting bad.
All right, see ya.
Damn.